church more effectively than me.
They're not independent, they're not loyal, and they're not supportive.
They're not independent?
No, that's a myth.
I see.
I wish there were some independent women out there. I find most women, I'm just getting back into the dating scene after being married for many years, and as soon as I lost my job and the money went, she went, and I find the same thing out there. When I was out of work and out looking, as soon as the ladies found out that, well, your checkbook wasn't too full, after they had their $70 meal, that was the last time you went out with them. Now that I'm working, I still find that to be true. That's sometime in the course of the first couple of dates, they want to know what your financial status is.
Well, let me ask you...
It doesn't make any difference.
Let me ask you a question, Dan. Let's assume for the moment, and I don't accept that you're right, but for the sake of the conversation, let's assume you're right about American women being interested in your material possessions or your worth or whatever. Don't you suppose that a woman who comes all the way from Moscow to marry a total stranger has the very same interest at heart?
Oh, I'm sure she does. But you're probably also talking about loyal and supportive. I think she would probably be very loyal.
Well, yeah, because she's at your mercy.
What's the difference?
I think there's a big difference. I think I am not at my husband's mercy, but I'm certainly very loyal to him. I mean, I think real loyalty stems from a genuine commitment, not from being at somebody's mercy. I think if you have to have a woman be at your mercy in order to get loyalty from her, then, no wonder the relationship doesn't work.
I don't want her at my mercy. I would just like to be loyal and supportive. It doesn't make any difference whether you're a nice guy, whether you're good-looking. It boils down to if you have money. If you have money, you can be just as married for as long as you want.
I'm very sorry about your unfortunate experiences with women, Dan.
You can certainly get a lot of dates, that's for sure.
Well, here's the thing. There's a bitterness in your voice when you discuss women that would be a turnoff to most women, irrespective of how much money you have. Maybe the issue isn't really your checkbook, as you said, but rather your attitude?
Well, I can tell you the other 25 or 30 divorced guys that I've known over the last couple of years, and they say the same thing. If women would get out and have some honest conversation with guys at these lounges and parties and events and so forth, might open their eyes.
Well, how can you have an honest conversation with somebody who lies?
Who lies?
Yes.
So right now we're assuming that the first time they have a conversation with a guy, he's lying.
Well, I'm not assuming that necessarily, but I am saying that when you talk about, well, women should get out and have an honest conversation, it takes two people to have an honest conversation, and if you find that women won't be honest with you, perhaps there's a reason for that.
No, I'm just saying that if they really try to get to the bottom of it and find out, I hear this all the time from guys. I hear that all the time from guys.
You hear what all the time from guys?
The point that I'm making, the loyal, the supportive, as soon as the money goes, they go.
Dan, I appreciate your input. I guess you've told us what's wrong with American women. No loyalty, they're not supportive, and when the money goes, they go. I'll bet you that there are a lot of women right now married to men who are making less money than they used to because of corporate cutbacks, or maybe they're out of work altogether, and, as a couple, as a partnership, they're just muddling through somehow. Don't you think there's a lot of couples like that? Just can't buy it that when the money goes, they go. Dave in Bloomington, you're on WLS.
Hello, Catherine.
Hi, Dave.
I've been to Russia, so I can give you a comparison. I found it much easier. I found it much more laid back, trying to, I guess I would say, pick up women in Russia. Over there, it's just a simple, casual conversation, like on the bus. Of course, in here, you go to the bars, and if you don't have a car, it really, first of all, it looks real bad. I can't afford a car right now, and I actually live at home. Well, I live at home because I spend all my money going to Russia, but anyway, I prepared to go over there. I learned the language, and I just found it extremely easy going over there.
Do you suppose that's because Russian women were eager to meet up with an American man?
I suppose, you know.
Or maybe it's just your animal magnetism.
Well, I don't know, but see, here I go to bars. First of all, I can't dance. I'm white male, and I don't have any money. And that doesn't work. It just seems like because of those three things, I'm at a serious disadvantage.
Women won't go out with you because you're a white male? Do you think they'd be more inclined to go out with you if you were black? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. It's getting like that in the bars. Sorry to say. So I've been kind of driven out of the market here, the meat market, and pretty much I feel more comfortable in Russia.
Will you go back there?
Oh, yeah. I'm planning to go back for the third time. So, in fact, there's somebody, you know, I've been dating when I left, and we're still writing, and she's waiting for me to come back. And she'll be with me whether I live here or there. In fact, I don't think she's so willing to leave Russia. I might even emigrate over there.
You would become a Russian citizen?
Well, yeah, I'm looking for a business that would, I can work over there for a business.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sure, why not?
Well,
you know,
it's interesting. I guess I would say why not? For me, there's no place I'd want to live besides the United States. So it's interesting to me that somebody would trade this in to go live in Russia.
Well, you know, anything's for love, I suppose.
I suppose. Anything but get a car, get a job, move out of your mother's house, and quit calling bars meat markets.
Well, move into her mother's house because everyone lives with their family. But, hey, you know, I'm not doing so well here. I mean, maybe I got to move to Chicago, but I'm in the college campus here, and I'm not doing so well.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Dave, except what I just said. Get a job, get a life, get out of your mother's house. You know.
I can't. I have no money.
Oh, well, then it's rough. Then go back to Russia. Dave, thanks.
I guess I'll do that.
Thanks for calling. Talk to you soon. It's Vera on a car phone. You're on WLS.
Yes, hi, Catherine.
Hi, Vera.
Okay, I've been here in this country almost 20 years. My husband, he picked me up from Czechoslovakia. He brought me here because the American girls were not good enough for him.
What weren't they, do you know?
I guess they're not dumb like us because we are humble and obedient and try to please the guys. Okay, I came here to this country with not knowing one word English, and I was good enough only to wash the dishes for his mom, do the chores around the house. They didn't want to let me go to school to learn English.
Why not?
I guess I was just brought here to, I just have children and do whatever they want me to do. And, okay, I was married for 2 years, then I divorced him because I couldn't take it anymore. And after 7 years, we got back together, and I had 3 children, and he still divorced, you know, he dumped me anyway for another lady. And I am, as you can tell, I have heavy accent, but, you know, I'm trying to improve my language as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I have purchased a home. I have 3 children raising single. He hardly gives me any help. But I think this is the greatest country. There is a lot of American men. They should just look around, look at the right place, not in a bar, go to church, or probably a different social fund. And there are very wonderful, great American ladies, too. And if they think they're going to find somebody overseas, I think they're crazy.
Well, somebody found you.
Yeah, but what did happen? He just, you know, brought me here and then dumped me for another lady.
Was she from Eastern Europe also?
Yes, he was, yeah.
So you got here, you got too American for him, and then he went and found somebody else.
Well, he found another girl here. But because I was, you know, told to do certain things and just do whatever they want me to do, and that's they want me to do, and that's it. You know, because they thought I'm going to be always without English language, I'm not going to know what's going on, and do things whatever they want me to do, after my husband and his mom. And because they were living here in this country. So, and what my opinion is on it, you know, there is a lot of beautiful American ladies. And it's much easier to find a girl here than to go over there.
Vera, I'm so glad you called, and good luck. Tim on a car phone, you're on WLS.
Kevin?
Hi, Tim.
How are you?
Great.
Hey, that's good. I'm calling here. I just figured to let you know, I know that there are some decent American women. most part.
Well, that's very generous of you, Tim. There are some decent American women.
Yeah, but for the most part, I hate to say this, they are arrogant, belligerent, egotistical, cocky, man-haters, and they drive like animals.
Well, now, that's a long list of grievances you have there, Tim.
Well, I just want to be honest with you. But I was lucky enough to find the best.
If you were what now?
I was lucky enough to find the best out in the country in Iowa. You had to go there to find them. You sure couldn't find them in Chicago.
All right, listen, you're breaking up, and I'm sorry, because I'd love to talk further with you, but I'm going to have to say goodbye because of the car phone. But I get the basic message. You hate all women except the ones in the country in Iowa. Arrogant, egotistical, belligerent, and bad drivers. I hope Tim doesn't have any daughters, you know? Sharon in Oak Park, you're on WLS.
Hi.
Hi, Sharon.
I have a couple things to say now.
Well, I can't wait to hear them, but can you turn your radio down for me?
Yeah, can you turn
Thanks.
it down? The first thing is, okay, this first guy, what is up with that? The first thing, of course a woman is looking for somebody who has a secure life. I mean, the whole point of dating is to eventually find the person that you're going to marry and spend the rest of your life with. Why would you want to be with somebody who's not secure, whether it's financially or emotionally or mentally?
Well, because if you really care about somebody, you're not just looking for his wallet. You don't want to just know his paycheck. You're interested in other things.
Exactly, but if you're thinking about getting married and raising a family, of course you're going to think about it eventually, how much money they're making and how much you're making. I mean, I work for a living too, but if I'm going to have to support the whole family, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this other guy, all women are jerks, except in Iowa and in the country.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Arrogant, belligerent.
You know, I've met just as many men the same exact way. There's just as many men out there as there are women like that.
So what do you make of these guys? I mean, okay, Tim only had to go to Iowa. Some men are going to the Philippines or to Moscow. They're going all over the place to find a woman because they say American women just aren't...
Because they're intimidated.
Do you think that's it?
Because they don't know how to deal with American women because they want some chick that's going to just say yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, and do what they want. Well, that's not what America is about. Everybody has a right to be themselves and do what they want, when they want, and how they want.
Even women?
Yeah, right, Dad. My father wants me to tell you I want a nice guy like my father.
Well, isn't that what we all want? A nice guy like our fathers.
Well, I don't know.
Sharon, thanks for calling.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon. Jeannie in Peru, you're on WLS.
Hi, my name is Jeannie.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Well, I would just like to comment on the last fella that just called you from the car phone,
Yeah.
Tim, or Tim.
Tim? Mm-hmm.
He had no right saying that. Obviously, he's been screwed over by women in the past, but I don't feel that he has the right to say that about all women. Because I know for myself that I'm not like that, and I have quite a few friends that aren't like that either. And that first fella, I don't know, that one guy that was talking about how most women are out for
Money.
men for money. That is not true. I myself just graduated from nursing, and I have 2 small children. I'm a single mom, and when I go for a guy, that is not the first thing I look at.
What is the first thing you look at?
Well, I try and look for someone who's genuine, which is you usually don't know until, you know, you get to know him for a while. But I would just like someone who's sincere, honest, genuine, compassionate, understanding.
And wealthy.
No, he doesn't have to be wealthy. I have my own money, but, you know, I feel that the man in my life, for me, would be someone, you know, that does have a career. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. But I'm not looking for the perfect person, because there is no perfect person, but I don't feel like, I mean, those men, they had the right to state their opinions, but I just feel like they've been screwed over, and that's why they're saying that, because not all women are like that.
They're a little bitter, aren't they?
Very bitter, and I've had hard luck in my love life, and I am not bitter towards all men. I could be, but I'm not.
Jeannie, I'm so glad you called tonight. I appreciate it. Rob in Stager, you're on WLS.
Hello.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, basically, well, you know, something unusual. That last caller, she seemed really nice, and I'm sure there's a lot of really nice women even in this area. But you know, I was in the military for about 4 years, and I moved around a lot because what with Desert Storm and everything else going on, and I had to change my job and everything. So I've been through a lot of areas of Europe and in California, and basically what I've found is that through traveling through the States and Europe and everything, I've noticed, especially in this area, there's a lot of women who are really willing to attack. And I'm saying they're you come up to them, like, say, okay, I heard the one guy about how he goes to bars and such, okay, well, he's a bad case, okay? He's kind of a bad example.
He doesn't have a car, he doesn't have a gig, he lives with his mother. I mean, come on.
Right.
A guy who lives with his mother, immediate red flag.
Right. Well, no, I lived with my parents for a time, too, and, that was after I got out of the military and everything, and I'm going to college now. But I've noticed, too, there's a lot of women out here who, if they see you are going someplace, they do get intimidated by it, okay? It's like myself, from the military, I speak German and Korean and some Japanese, and I've been out with all three of those races at any given time, plus, numerous American girls here and there, and I've had serious relationships. And I've found in general that most of the other girls from other countries are a little more willing to work with you in the goal of achieving the good, stable marital status and everything else, as opposed to American women. And I kind of think that maybe it's not only the way things are set up over here, but also the guys out here are vicious. The guys that do have something going for them are just, I hear these guys talk, and I'm friends with a few of them that are pretty successful, and what they do to women is really evil. I can't...
Well, like what?
Well, I know guys who are going out with like 3 or 4 different girls at the same time.
Oh, and lying to all of them because they all think they're the only one.
And then they come and they brag to me about it, and I'm like, hey, man, I read the Bible, I'm sorry, you can't talk this to me. I don't even want to hear it, all right? I'm your friend and everything, but don't come digging your dirt around me, I don't want to hear it. And I hear a lot of guys talk about how they've knocked women up and brag about it. Oh, okay, that's great. So she's got a kid now, and it's yours, but you're not going to do anything about it. And so I kind of think that, coupled with maybe a little bit too much TV watching because people don't get out as much in the winter as they do in other parts of the country, that coupled with too many soap operas kind of jades the women out here a little bit.
So we're jaded by bad men and too much Oprah.
yeah, basically. That's it. The whole deal now is that, women want their independence and everything, which is fine. I'm with my girlfriend now, and I'm like, hey, you could do whatever you want, as long as I know what you're doing and I trust you, you can go do whatever you want. I want you to have a career and set out your goals and everything else, aside from being with me, because when we bring it all together, it'll be that much more for the both of us, But there's a lot of women out here who, they don't really want that. They don't want the idea that they're working towards a goal with you, you know what I mean? They kind of just want to do their own thing, which is fine too, but don't lead people on, and definitely don't be vicious about it. That's what you want, just state your reasons and move on,
Rob, I've got to take a break. I'm glad you called. Don't be vicious. Seems like a good rule. American women, what's the matter with them? Why are these guys going to Moscow, the Philippines, Korea, you name it, Czechoslovakia, Vera was talking about? Why do they have to go someplace else to find a woman when there are perfectly good women here? Or maybe you don't think there are perfectly good women here. 591-8900, the number.
Lisa, would you please stand and read page 16 for the class? Lisa? Lisa, you may sit down, dear.
Can you imagine Lisa's pain as her classmates find out she can't read? Low reading skills are found at every grade level, and so are solutions. Call Hooked on Phonics at 1-800-ABCDEFG.
A skyscraper crumbling to a pile of rubble in less than 11 seconds. A parent understanding and communicating with others. A holy city standing after more than 1,000 years. Sound unbelievable? Just wait till you see it. Introducing the Discovery Channel's new series, World of Wonder. Each week you'll discover that fact is stranger than fiction. World of Wonder. Thursday nights at 7 Central, 9 Mountain, only on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
If you're about to apply for a home equity loan or a refinance of your present mortgage, you're probably going to find that most lenders want you to fall right into place.
On the tender!
But if you're a homeowner who marches to a different beat, you should call Centennial Mortgage Company at 708-678-7777. Because at Centennial, we deal with people, not paper. We feel we can help most people who call 708-678-7777 because we work on the basis that there should be more than one set of standards for home purchases, refinances, and home equity loans. We try to be the most flexible mortgage lender in the business because we know that every homeowner is different and has his or her individual needs and budgets. At Centennial, it's our business to work with everyone who calls, no matter what their credit or income situation. So if you don't want to fall in line with everybody else, call Centennial Mortgage at 708-678-7777. Centennial Mortgage Company is a division of Superior Bank FSB, an equal housing lender.
Not every issue is black and white, and the opinion we really need is yours. Just say it. WLS Talk Radio, 890 AM.
9:45 on the Catherine Johns program. 591-8900 is the number. We're talking American women. What's the matter with them anyway? Jim on a car phone. You're on WLS.
Hi, Catherine. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome, Jim.
I married a Cuban girl. Okay, we dated for 5 years, and we've been married for 5 years. Okay, and I don't look at her as a Cuban girl. And this thing about American girls, when I was dating, I didn't think of them as American or foreign. And it was a matter of a person. And I listen to these people that, are categorizing, say, this is European because they serve you or they don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with American girls. I think it's more of a person you run into and it doesn't work out. You get very dismayed by it. And when you look at it, find another person. Did you meet your Cuban woman in Cuba? No. I met her in a bar in Chicago. Her family came here when she was 2 years old.
Well, see, that's part of the point. I mean, I guess what I was describing was not guys who meet a woman who has immigrated here from another country, but rather guys who deliberately go overseas in order to find a woman because they are dissatisfied with the women here. And there are a number of businesses. This matchmaker from Lincoln Park is one of them, but there are others that do a more, mass male type approach.
Right.
Yeah, and that, cater to men who are disgruntled about the quality of women that they meet here and deliberately choose to search for a woman in some other place to bring her here because they can't find a homegrown girl.
Right, I think there's plenty here to choose from. Mine just happens to be of Hispanic origin. She's a nurse, and there is this thought that Hispanic women are brought up more to serve men, but she has a 4-year degree in nursing, and by far she wasn't brought up this way. And I didn't.
Well, no, she was brought up here.
Right, but in a Hispanic household, she speaks fluent Cuban, and I think there's plenty of women here, and I can't imagine having to mail order or send away or travel to find a bride.
Well, good. Jim, I'm glad you called.
Thank you.
Do it again. Jean in Wilmington, you're on WLS.
Yes, this topic really gets me. I cannot believe that women would marry men for their money. I met my husband, we've been together 17 years. When I met him, he was divorced. He had 6 kids. I was divorced. I had 5 kids. We got married, and we raised all of those kids.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, but we did. We put them all through school. We had 10 kids in school at one time. And we put them all through school. Now they're all gone. My husband was out of work at times. And I just sit and I worked right around with him. I didn't grab too. And like I said, we get all the kids are gone now, and there's just him and me. And I just can't imagine any woman marrying a man who has money. How could you ever be happy?
Well, I guess people find happiness in different ways. It's hard for me to imagine, too, but I don't doubt that it does happen that women are interested in a secure future and that it matters to them whether the guy is making a good living or not.
Well, this is true. I mean, money is okay. But not everything that you want, not everywhere that you want to go. What's rough? You look at this guy that's yuck.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm looking at this description of the guy here in Chicago, the rich man who can't find a woman because he never learned how to date when he was younger. And it says he's looking for somebody fresh-faced and perky. See, I can't imagine why a guy would marry somebody for being fresh-faced and perky when, obviously, enough time will erode fresh-faced and perky. unless he only plans to be with her for a short time and then trade her in for somebody new who's fresh-faced and perky.
This is true.
I mean, really, you know, fresh face doesn't last forever.
Right.
As I could only too accurately attest.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's a similar thing to me. Why would a guy marry a woman for her looks? But guys do it all the time.
He probably has to send somebody out to find somebody for him, though, you know, if he can't find somebody himself.
Well, that's what he's done. He's hired a matchmaker to go find him a bride in Moscow. I'm serious.
Right. Catherine, I really enjoy your show. I'm at work. I listen to you every night, and I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, excellent. I'm so glad you called tonight, Gene. I hope you'll do it again.
Thank you.
Thanks. It's 10 to 10 at WLS. What's wrong with American women anyway? WLS, dependable weather, occasional showers, mainly early tonight with